The history of the English Bible translation. The history of the English Bible translation began in 1380s, when an Oxford academic, John Wycliffe, translated the Bible into English using the Latin Vulgate. But the Wycliffe Bible didn't really spread throughout England because there was no printing press that time. In 1525, William Tyndale translated the Bible from Greek and Hebrew into English and completed his works in 1530. William Tyndale made a bigger impact on the English language itself, as he coined a lot of expressions we know today in the church. In 1560, the Geneva Bible is finished and was the most popular translation in the 18th century. The Geneva Bible sets a new standard of the overall quality of the translation itself. In 1611, King James I authorized a new translation of the Bible into English, called the King James Version. The King James Version was produced in 1611 during a high period of literary scholarship, thanks to Elizabethan prose and poetry.
The English spread from the British Isles by the English, Scottish, and Irish in the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries. The Anglophone countries are divided into two sections, which are North Hemisphere and South Hemisphere. The New Englishes countries, which uses English as their second language, are mostly from the region of Southeast Asia and Africa. For example, Malaysia, Singapore, Zambia, and Kenya. In the Caribbean islands, the first British settled island was St. Kitts in the northeast and Barbados in the southeast. That results Jamaica and Barbados as the major English-speaking Caribbean islands. It is because the involvement of slave transportation from the West Africa. The English settlement in South Africa happened in Western Cape in 1795 and Eastern Cape were in 1820. In Australia, many Irish were deported as a penal colony from later decades of 18th and beginning of 19th centuries. Due to the Treaty of Waitangi between local Maori and British in 1840, a mass immigration happened to Australia and New Zealand.
The diaspora of English through world wars. World War I and World War II had caused huge effects to the world, including being one of the reasons behind the diaspora of English to other countries. Posters had been created and placed all over the countries to convince the men to come out and join the army and fight for their countries and loved ones. During wars, literature had been an important element for everyone involved. For the soldiers, it is one of the ways to share their emotions and to share about their life at the current moment with the world. Short stories and poems, even novels, were known to foster the spirit of patriotism. Through these writings, the English language spreads to all countries, making it as an important language. The wide usage of the language as the medium in communication resulted English to be used almost everywhere in the world.